based on the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court's decision that the state had the right to go into the home of two consenting gay men who were caught having sex with each other, and they were arrested and charged under sodomy laws. I didn't like that. A lot of us didn't like that. So we had quite a protest in October of 1987. There was a big march on Washington for gay and lesbian rights that included issues around HIV. But the police come out to stand there to protect the Supreme Court from us monsters wearing rubber gloves, like Playtex rubber gloves. Now, of course, that's so fucking offensive, right? Like somehow they're gonna catch HIV and they're gonna die because they've touched the fags and the dykes that are sitting on the steps of the Supreme Court. So instead of us all going, oh my God, isn't this terrible? People just turned and looked at them and stuck their fingers at them and started chanting, your gloves don't match your shoes. Your gloves don't match your shoes. It was hysterical. It was one of the best days of my life, because then they took us all away, threw us into jail cells for hours. The whole thing was so absurd. And luckily, the Supreme Court ultimately made the right decision and reversed that decision. There are times when I do feel like, do people know what it's like to have lost kind of your whole community, right? Like to have lost a best friend, to have lost a partner, to have lost your florist, to have lost your doctor, to have lost the person who delivers your mail. Because that happened to people in various communities. I was 25 years old and I was the social worker in this program. By the time I was 26 years old, I remember this, I was like, wow, I have literally been at the deaths of 25 people as I turned 26, because just the fact that the number was rolling over, and I was like, wow, I'm too young for this. This is insane. But there's nowhere else I would rather have been. I've talked in class about the AIDS quilt, and I've had students, an entire class of students, no one knowing what it was. Not necessarily gay students. And that just floors me. I can't even fathom that. I just can't fathom it. That's when I want to get pissed off and go, oh my God, you don't know. You know nothing. So when I was 16, 17, 18, coming out, 19, 20, HIV, I never thought I would see my 30th birthday, let alone my 40th, let alone my 50th. But I've seen them all. Every birthday I celebrate. I celebrate it as much as possible because so many people I love and cared for never got to see 30, let alone 40 or 50. So watching guys who were older, who were living their lives, they had their jobs, they had their families, they had partners sometimes, they were enjoying their sex lives. And these were all things that were important to me. So just seeing how people were living their lives was quite remarkable. I saw that I could be 40 years old someday. That I learned from older gay men, that in the midst of all this death and loss and risk, we can still be campy, it can still be funny. We can still, at the end of that day, go out and dance our asses off under the stars and love and appreciate that we're alive, that we have each other, and that we're a part of the fabric of humanity.